Hi! Okay, well, thank you very much. Ito po si Nico. Fabian, once again, nandito po sa programa natin, Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. And today, it's a Sunday, March 30 na po. No? March 30 na. Mabilis talaga ang araw natin po. No? Ang time is moving too fast. And of course, nandito na on the third month. The second to the last day of March po, no? And then we are going into the month of April. And March 30 and who knows, baka bukas mag-umpisa na po ang Hari Raya Idul Fitri po ng mga kapatid natin, Muslims, our brothers and sisters embracing the Islamic faith. After 30 days of fasting, tomorrow, now, some of the Muslim countries sa mundo po will be celebrating ang Hari Raya Idul Fitri. But others will do it maybe Tuesday po. Tomorrow is Monday na, no? Monday, and some will do it, mag-celebrate na ang Hari Raya Idul Fitri tomorrow, while others will celebrate it on Tuesday, on Tuesday, April 1st. But anyway, nandito tayo ngayon and I'll give you some details regarding sa mga activities natin dyan po sa Pilipinas and sa mga iba-ibang parte sa mundo po, especially those related, mga news related sa election natin po dyan sa Pilipinas on May 12, midterm election. And of course, I will be giving you also some news regarding ang updates ni Tatay Digong, who is now dyan po sa custody ng ICC or International Criminal Court, dyan sa Netherlands. Anyway, sige, umpisa na tayo ang mga topics natin ngayon. Medyo hindi tayo sabihin natin, start ang programa natin early in the morning or in the morning dahil po today is Sunday and mayroon din tayo mga religious obligation this morning. And yan na po, I have to go to Mass and do some personal things po, attend to my personal things dito po sa Kuala Lumpur, like doing some grocery stuff, preparing for the Hari Raya Idul Fitri po. We Malaysians are still waiting for the official announcement from the religious department dito po sa Malaysia, who will be announcing, we are expecting anytime early this evening, they are going to announce kung kailan talaga ang Hari Raya this year, 2025, kung mag-umpisa tomorrow or the following day. But anyway, I will keep you updated po regarding itong Hari Raya Idul Fitri. Okay, let's start po dito sa istorya natin. And first thing first, I will give you some news regarding sa political issues muna tayo po. Sa election, sa election dyan sa Pilipinas. Dyan po sa Pilipinas. And I think a lot of people would like to know ano ang mga latest informations na-release ang COMELEC or Commission on Election dyan po sa Pilipinas tungkol sa midterm election schedule on May 12. Alright, the campaign period for candidates vying for the national post will run for 90 days before the May 12, 2025 midterm election. A total of 64 candidates will vie for the 12 slots lang yun po, no? In the Senate. 64, and out of the 64, only 12 we are going to choose. Kasi meron tayo sa Philippines, we have a total of 24 senators, and half of it, every 3 years, will be replaced or go back to the people and ask for re-election. If supported by the voters, then they can have another 6 years term. So, okay, out of the 64, 12 lang po. Remember, only 12 senators we are going to choose. The campaign season officially started on February 11 and will run until May 10. Get the real-time updates on the senatorial campaign trail dito po sa Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. nandito tayo, and I will make sure that you will be properly updated when it comes to the midterm election. With less than 2 months before the May 12 midterm polls, the Commission on Election last Friday said it is 95% ready for the election. 95% na ba? More or less, we are 90 to 95% prepared. The ballots are ready, and these are just undergoing verification process. COMELEC Chairman George Garcia said in a radio interview recently. Ready na po ang ballot, voting ballots natin po for the midterm election. If I'm not mistaken, mayroon tayo a total of 68 yata, 68 million qualified voters for the midterm election. So, yun po ang latest updates natin when it comes to the midterm election. Another information that I would like to pass to you po, and I believe this is very important also sa mga supporters ni Tatay Digong, no? Supporters, mga loyalists ni Tatay Digong, and members of the PDP Laban. So, nandito po ang news tungkol sa mensahe ni Tatay Digong. Detained former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte requested his supporters to temper their emotions and refrain from commenting on the legalities of his case before the International Criminal Court, or ICC. According to his daughter, si Vice President Sara Duterte recently, let us leave the matter to the lawyers and to the court, which will decide on the case, the Vice President told supporters gathered outside the ICC decision facilities in The Hague. Alright, the Filipinos who are pro-Duterte, including several senators, having been vocal in criticizing the alleged illegality of Duterte's arrest and detention. Recently, a swarm of fake news and deepfake on social media attempted to assail the credibility of ICC prosecutors and judges. One of the viral deepfake photos showed the ICC judges posing with First Lady Lisa Marcos at a party. Meanwhile, the Vice President said her father also urged his supporters to guard the votes against a possible cheating in the upcoming midterm election. Yan po ang mensahe din po ni Tatay Digong sa mga supporters niya o sa mga voters for the midterm election. And this message was passed via or through his daughter, si Inday Sara Duterte po, dyan sa Netherlands. On the subject of possible freeze order on her assets, the younger Duterte said it is highly unlikely but not impossible. I have nothing to do with the ICC case. I don't expect there will be a freezing of my assets, but if there will be freezing of my assets in relation to the ICC case, then that would show again harassment of my family in the Philippines. Sara noted. Malacanang earlier said the Philippine government had no obligation to comply with a possible freeze order from the ICC, following the country's withdrawal from the ICC's Rome Statute in 2019. For its part, the attorney or the Anti-Money Laundering Council, or AMLAC, said it has yet to receive a formal request from the ICC regarding the freezing of former presidents and his immediate family members' assets. The MLEC said that once it receives the request, it would be subjected to evaluation and review in coordination with other government agencies. Yan po. Yan po sa mga assets. And yon ang sabihin natin, ang mensahe ni Tatay Digong po, given to Inday Sara the other day. No? And ang majority or many of the Filipinos, not only in the Philippines, kung hindi hanggang sa mga iba-ibang nasyon po in other countries po, no? Outside the Philippines, now they celebrated the 80th birthday of Tatay Digong, po, by organizing various rallies, not only in the Philippines, but in other countries globally or internationally po. I was made to understand, no? Siguro, if I'm not mistaken, based on the reports that I received, meron yata more than 100,000 na participants ang Solidarity Rally, birthday rally, carried out or organized during the birthday of Tatay Digong dyan po sa Davao. Sa Davao last March 28, the other day lang yan po. And a rally was carried out for 2 days yun po. And some were saying it's 200, others were saying more than 300 organizers organize such an event. Solidarity, prayer rally, or a support rally to Tatay Digong during his birthday March 28. And for me, I look at it, mga bisidas, mga kaibigan ko, mga kababayan ko, I look at it, this is the first time in my life wherein I saw ang Filipinos celebrated a birthday po sa beloved leader or dating presidente ng Pilipinas po globally. In other words, what the message is yan po, na appreciated talaga ang mga Filipinos sa leadership ni Tatay Digong when he was the president of the Philippines from 2016 hanggang 2022, middle of 2022 po. So that's one way of saying thank you to Tatay Digong. And at the same time, they also expressed their disappointment, their anger over the handing over of Tatay Digong sa custody ng ICC or International Criminal Court po, done by the Marcos administration last March 11. And hanggang ngayon po, nandiyan pa rin si Tatay Digong sa custody ng ICC po sa The Hague or dyan po sa Netherlands. Kaya po, how do you feel? But one thing sure, I'm very happy that no untoward incident was reported during the 2 days mass rally. I call it mass rally po for Duterte. So that's how we Filipinos, when we do show our disappointment or disgust, not necessarily it will be violent. What we did is something again that we should be proud of po, because ang dami mga tao went down to the street and show support to Duterte last March 28 and 29. And continuing pa ito po, every day. Mayroon pa sa mga ibabang lugar dyan sa Pilipinas, they are doing this rallies po. Support or solidarity, prayer rally, or whatever you call, but it is a gathering of people. Alright. So, later on, I'll be touching also about a little bit again on Zamboanga candidates po. Dahil nakumpisa na po ang March 28, ang official campaign period ng mga local candidates po. Those who are vying for the post of governors, vice governors, assemblymen, congressman, sabihin natin ang mayors, vice mayors, both city and municipal positions po, So, nakumpisa na, and I'll give you some updates. As what I said yesterday, mag-umpisa tayo po, focus na din tayo po, localized na tayo po. And of course, yesterday, I touched a little bit on Zamboanga City. Dagdagan natin po ng kunting footages today. And siguro tomorrow we can go to other provinces like yung malapit sa Zamboanga, like Sibugay. No? Sibugay is only, from Zamboanga City to Sibugay is only around 2 hours and a half ride, no? Bus ride. By transportation, you can reach Sibugay 2 hours or 2 hours and a half lang po. Malapit lang yan po. And we will give you ang mga kandidato. And then of course, we have to give ang mga kandidato dyan sa Basilan, Sulusa, Tawi-Tawi, and other parts like Pagadian, Dipolog, Bukidnon, Cagayan, Cotabato, and elsewhere po. Alright. So, to start with, I'll give you some footages. Some footages po, and to start with po, I will share you itong footage ni Mayor, sabihin natin na Mayor Baste, Mayor ng Davao, Baste Duterte, wherein he thank ang mga tao dyan po sa Pilipinas for giving support to his father during the birthday of Tatay Digong. Nandito po, let's listen to this.
Hello mga taga Zamboanga City. Maraming salamat sa lahat ng suporta nyo sa tatay ko. Alam nyo na lahat kung ano ang nangyari. Inaresto na sa hindi tama na paraan. Pero dapat hindi tayo papayag at hindi tayo titigil na ipakita na hindi tayo papayag sa ginawa sa kanya. So sa lahat ng mga na pinapakita niyo suporta, gusto ko malaman na mahal ko kayo. Mabuhay kayo lahat mga taga Zamboanga.
Okay, yan po si Mayor Baste Duterte, and of course he is thanking ang mga supporters nila dyan po sa Zamboanga City. And this time around, I will share with you a footage. Yun na po ang mensahe ni Tatay Digong, which was passed to Inday Sara Duterte. Let's listen to this po. Hindi naman ito live, no? This is recorded po. But maganda din ang, I think it's worthwhile if I'm going to share with you itong mensahe ni Tatay Digong, which nagsabi po si Inday Sara Duterte, ang anak ni Tatay Digong. Nandito po, let's listen to this.
Yes, I heard about that. The search warrant applied for all the houses, all our houses, or all the members of the family. And I mentioned to my siblings that you don't have control over this anymore. So I just told them that just secure your valuables and then just allow them to do the search, and then we expect that there will be planted evidence inside the houses. So I told them that we'll just have to face that as well, because that is the template that they did with former Congressman Irene Teves. It's exactly the same template. So I told them that it's pointless. It's pointless to fight. So just allow it to happen. It doesn't mean that that search is illegal. But I told them that no one should be hurt. No one should resist. Just allow them to do whatever that is illegal.
Ini-comment po doon sa sinabi ni PCO Yusek Castro na walang kidnapping na nangyari sa lahat po ay may materials tungkol po sa restorative art.
Well, it was really kidnapping. You see the comments all around the world from experts. Yes. But if you talk to lawyers, they call it extraordinary rendition. But for a family member like me, that's kidnapping. That's forcibly taking my father to another country and illegally arresting him. So that's clearly kidnapping.
Yan po ang statement ni Inday Sara po regarding, yun issue na po, no? Because mayroon na yan mga haka-haka, mga istorya po na maroon balag daw ang local authorities natin mo, ang mga police to go and check ang mga different houses ng mga Duterte dyan po sa Davao, no? And sabi ni Inday Sara Duterte, wala tayong magawa kung they are going to do that. But let's be vigilant lang po, no? When they come, let's make sure that everything is done properly because takot din sila po, no? Na baka may mga mag-plant ng mga evidence po. Kagaya sabi ni Inday Sara Duterte, kagaya what happened to Congressman Teres, who is now dyan po nasa Timor-Leste, no? And he was stripped of his congressman title. So, ingat lang daw, sabi ni Inday Sara Duterte, wala na daw magawa kung dyan ang desisyon ng gobyerno to go and check sa mga bahay nila ng mga Dutertes po. But the only thing that they can do is just be vigilant, just make sure that when this search is being carried out, then it is done properly po and legally po, no? Kasi mahirap na if they will plant some evidence po. Ganon na yun, sabi ni Inday Sara Duterte. And of course, yun na po. She mentioned about, hindi pala yun sa footage ko kanina, no? Yun, advices ni Tatay Digong binigay kay Inday Sara Duterte po, no? Yun, sabi niya na ingat tayo sa votation, baka may cheating din sa mga voters. We have to be very careful, and nakingi din si Tatay Digong support straight talaga ang PDP laban na candidates, ang 9 Philippine laban na candidates para sa senator, na vote straight and include ang mga guest candidates nila po para wala tayong problema, sabi ni Tatay Digong, when it comes to doing developments, activities, programs para sa bayan natin. Yun po ang advice, ang appeal ni Tatay Digong. Alright, mayroon din tayo dito po a report that I'm going to share with you po regarding ang this 28 and 29 rallies. And so that they will not say we are fake news tayo po, we are just inventing stories. I will share you this video clip ang report dyan sa Manila regarding ang Duterte rally last March 28 and 29 dyan po sa Pilipinas at saka sa iba-ibang nasyon. Nandito po ang report.
Yes, Wedge, alam mo, umabot sa higit 100,000 yung crowd dito sa Davao City sa ginawangang selebrasyon na ika-80 kaarawan ni dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte kahapon. Umabot sa higit 100,000 katao ang dumalo sa ginawang rally bilang bahagi ng selebrasyon na ika-80 kaarawan ni dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte sa Davao City kahapon. At dahil natapat rin sa unang araw ng kampanya para sa mga kakandidato sa local elections, ang birthday ng dating Pangulo, isinabay na rin dito ang proclamation rally ng mga kakandidato sa ilalim ng kanyang sleeve. Bagamat wala siya dahil nakadetine sa The Hague, ipinakita sa screen ang larawan ng dating Pangulo at nakasulat ang pagkandidato nito sa pagka-alkalde sa Davao City. Sa kanyang speech sa rally, nagpaabot naman ng pasasalamat si Davao City Mayor Baste Duterte sa lahat ng sumusuporta sa kanyang ama. Nagbiro pa siya na kung malalaman ng dating Pangulo ang malaking selebrasyon na ito ay magagalit ito. Simpleng tao lang kasi anya ang kanyang ama.
Ibaw ba mo, o ibaw to nga ni Ata nag-celebrate sa birthday masuko to? Di man to ganahan, gana siya, pag ganang birthday niya, magpuyo ra na sa kwarto, magbukot o hapon, magpa-aircon, paong tanang suga. Di man na siya ka-celebrate. Na, pero ipahibaw na lang nako niya, pinahagi dito sa kong igsoon.
Nanawagan din ito na huwag tumigil sa mga ganitong pagtitipon ang kanilang supporters.
Mga asay na, mga atlog, pero ibaw mo, ako, magpasalamat po ko, Okay. Karon kito ra ba mga pila ka adlaw nakadawat tag intel nga ilo tong sudlo ng balay ni Papa o na ilang plantahan og ebidensya nangabot in taon ng mga tao dito sa balay. Ako, salamat kayo. Basta naa lang mo pirme.
Hindi naman naiwasang magparinig ni Mayor Baste kay Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr.
Marcos! Tanawa ni! Wala ka diya kung wala sila!
Apila naman ni Senator Bato de la Rosa na present sa selebrasyon sa mga supporter ng dating Pangulo, tuloy lang sa mga ganitong panawagan.
Sana huwag tayong huminto sa ating pagpalabas, sa ating salungubin hanggat hindi may balik si Pangulong Duterte dito sa ating bansa. Huwag natin kalimutan, baka mamaya after this, maglaylo na kayo, nalamig na kayo. Sana tuloy-tuloy ito para makauwi talaga siya.
Pero apila niya sa mga supporter ng dating Pangulo, manatiling mahinahon.
So, yeah, we have to express our sentiment kung gaano tayo kadismayado sa pangyayari. Basta avoid violence. Huwag na
Plano rin umano niyang bumisita sa The Hague pagkatapos ng eleksyon. Biro naman ni Senator Bongo, mahigpit kasi ang bilin sa kanila ng dating Pangulo na tiyaking manalo sa halalan bago bumisita sa kanya.
Kandidato, sabi niya, mga panya ka muna. Yan nga sabi ni Kitty sa akin. Sabi ni Iya, sabi raw ni former president, magkampanya muna kayo, manalo muna kayo bago kayo bumisita sa kanya. Sabi niya. Yan ang sinabi ni Kitty sa akin at saka ni Atty. Mejaldea. Sabi raw ng tatay ni Gong, sabihin mo sa kanila, manalo muna sila bago sila bumisita sa akin. So, hopefully, God willing, sa awa ng Panginoon, sa tulong ng mga kababayan natin, makabisita tayo sa kanya.
Bilang malapit sa dating Pangulo, pinaunahan niya ang pagbisita sa cancer patient sa Davao City kahapon.
Dati na po niyang ginagawa yun. Siyempre, na-miss po ng mga cancer patient. Malungkot lahat. Ngunit celebrate po with the cancer patients. Yun yung nakagawian niya. Napakasimpleng tao lamang po ni Tatay Digong. Alam niyo po yun na ayaw nga niya mag-party.
Okay, yun po. Sorry. Yun po ang ano natin, ang footage regarding ang updates kay Tatay Digong. Sabi ni Tatay Digong na sila Senator Bongo, Senator Bato, mga anak niya po, hindi pa kayo pwede magbisita sa akin. Dapat manalo muna kayo sa election bago kayo makabisita sa akin. Yun po, paka-determined si Tatay Digong po. That is how determined he is, no? To make sure na ang kandidato niya, ang grupo niya po sa PDP Laban at saka mga guest candidates na po, he really wants that they will win during this in this midterm election po. Yon ang April. Yon ang naghingi si Tatay Digong po sa atin, sa atin mga Pilipinos. If we really appreciate, grateful tayo po ang what he have done to us during his term as a president of the country ng Republika ng Pilipinas po. This is the time now that we also return back ang gratitude natin po sa kanya po for what he has done para sa bayan natin, para sa atin po during the time he was the President of the Philippines. So, kayo po, if you think ang mga kandidato ni Tatay Digong deserve to be given a chance to be a senator, be a senator po, then why not? Let's do it po and show to the world that we still believe the kind of leadership Duterte has, and ang mga kandidato niya po, mga kandidato niya which is endorsing, believes on his style of leadership, and they will continue ang mga plano ni Tatay Dugong na hindi he was not able to complete because his term was only 6 years. Alright? So, yun. Kayo na bahala po, no? But make sure you listen sa mga kandidato ngayon, and do not believe sa mga survey po, no? Nakita natin. I was watching mga poll survey, left and right po, carried out at 15 to 20 March, by SWS, and then Publicos also po, no? Different kinds of results, no? Different kinds of results. Mayroon a pabor sa Adyensa, mayroon din a pabor doon sa PDP Laban candidates. But the real survey po will come on May 12. Will come on May 12 po. So, let's continue. If you are supporting the Duterte, continue giving your support. Full support na po. Hindi lang kalahati. Full support na po. But if you are also supporting doon sa kabila, ang grupo ni PBBM, na you also give a full support to them po. If you believe, kaya sabi ni Tatay Digong the other day, before he was arrested and handed over to the ICC, there was one time he mentioned, if you believe na okay ang management ng BBBM or Marcos administration, kontento kayo, safe tayo mga Pilipino kung maglakad-lakad tayo sa mga park natin o sa street natin po, even what time, even early in the morning, kung if you believe you are safe and you believe walang masyadong droga sa Pilipinas, safe ang mga bata natin po, and if you believe na walang masyadong korupsyon ang gobyerno ngayon po, then sabi ni Tatay Digong, then go and support the Marcos administration. But kung sakali hindi kayo kontento, sabi niya, nandito ang grupo namin. Alternatibo, nandito ang grupo namin, which I am presenting to the Filipino people, na ito po ang mga tao na you can be trusted, or they can be trusted, and you can trust them. And they are committed, and they are sincere in giving public service sa bayan natin po, and sa lahat ng mga Pilipinos. But the bottom line is, tayo pa rin po. Tayo pa rin po. We are the one who will make decisions now. So, let's listen to them, and don't believe ang mga empty promises nila po. Anyway, sige. Ang dami pang oras, ang dami pang, I think we still have let's not count March. We have April and May. April and May. May 12 na yata, no? Yeah, May 12 na election. So, meron pa tayo more than 1 month, and we can observe and listen ang mga kandidato, and finally make a decision po on the deserving candidates that we are going to vote, and vote according to our conscience po. Vote according to our conscience. Diyan na po. Okay, to wind up itong programa natin, let me share with you some news sa Zamboanga, or some footages regarding ang mga kandidato sa Zamboanga. To start with, I will share with you. Yesterday, I mentioned to you na mayroon tayong dalawang mayor sa Zamboanga, dalawang kandidato vying for the mayoral post sa Zamboanga City, and that is the former or outgoing congressman and majority leader si Manix Dalipe, and of course si Congressman Kimer Olaso for District 1. And they will be stepping down and go for the mayor post po sa May 12. Now, mayroon pa isang kandidato po, but this time, independent ito po, no? Wala siyang partido, and he also want to serve Zamboanga City as the mayor of the city. And I am referring to si professional din ito po, educator din ito po, si Pete, si Pete Natividad. Sino si Pete Natividad? I will show you itong footage po, no? I will show you this footage for at least you will have an idea kung sino si Pete Natividad, and he is connected before with the Department of Education po. May rango din siya po dyan po sa DepEd. Nandito po. Let's listen to this.
Official campaign period for local candidates in the national local election this May 12, 2025. So, si Sir Pete Natividad has no more than enough funds to run this campaign, but because of appeals and requests of supporters that I really need to go around, so yes, there are 3 teams now going around doing the rounds or runsyada with my jingle, and then they are also visiting districts. I follow the school district thing, no? Kasi bien familiar ko na yan. So there are 3 teams going around. One is covering Santa Maria district today. Then the other one is covering Putik district today. And the other one will be covering Baliwasan district today. So expect that minimum number of tarpaulins will be posted, no? Like for example, in the common designated area in Calarian, okay, and then of course in the common designated area in District 2, here in front of the DPWH highway, Divisoria Highway, that is for our District 2. And for the barangays, so we have one area near the barangay hall, and second is barangay center or barangay plaza. So subject to the determination of the barangay captain or barangay officials. So my teams were advised to coordinate with the barangay when it comes to the barangay. So for private houses, stores, establishment, facilities, and all that, if you feel that you want my poster or posters to be posted in your residence, or your gate, your fence, or inside your residence, just approach the driver and the one manning the postering and request. But it is for them. Sila po poner poster para hindi na ustedes kansa. Hablan ustedes on the part ng ustedes quiere poner, no? Para pwede na poner. Kaya hindi ba kita pwede poner or hindi kami pwede poner si no hay consent de ustedes.
Alright, yan po si aspirant to be a mayor of Zamboanga City, si Pete Natividad, a native of Zamboanga City. Maganda din po ang record niya po, and educator yan po, and he has been a public servant for quite a long time po, no? And maganda ang record niya sa Zamboanga po. Medyo mahirapan din niyang ang bid niya to be a mayor dahil po he is running as an independent candidate. And knowing the fact that if you are running as an independent candidate, mahirapan po to get a crowd, and of course expenses wise it's a big problem po. It's a big problem compared to if you have a party, a political party po. Grupo kayo po when you move, it's in a group, no? But independent, mahirap pa. But there is no impossible. There is no impossible po. We have seen candidates, local candidates during the previous elections po, independent candidates. Like even, if I'm not mistaken, Menex Delipe, when he ran for vice mayor, I think he was is it a vice mayor or a councilor? He ran as independent and he won. No? So it doesn't mean that if you're independent, you won't be able to grab the post. No? Independent, although mahirapan, but yes, if your performance is good, your reputation is good, you are sincere, and you manage to convince mga voters that you deserve the votes, then hindi imposible po. Hindi imposible. So let's see po. Itong tatlo, si Congressman Kimer Olaso from District 1 in Ayala. We have District 2, Congressman si Menix Nadipe, and now we have Pete Natividad also. Three-corner fight yun po. Three-corner fight ang mayor post sa Zamboanga City. Alright. Now, when we talk about Congress, everybody knows that Zamboanga City has two congressmen. We have congressman for District 1 and congressman for District 2. Alright? Pero ngayon po, this time around, maganda sana po, maganda if the Zamboangueños or residents of Zamboanga City and nearby areas can support for a third congressman, representative, or somebody representing Zamboanga City sa Kongreso po. It means if we can have another one, although we only have 2 districts at Zamboanga City, but if we can have another one from Zamboanga, representing Zamboanga dyan po sa House of Representatives, then that will be better for Zamboanga City. Mayroon na tayo District 1 Congressman, District 2 Congressman, and kung pwede pa isa, we cannot say District 3 kasi wala tayong District 3. But if we can put in party list Congressman of Zamboanga City, then tatlo na tayo po, Congressman. Ang pondo ng Zamboanga City po, malaki na po. So you are going to have better opportunities for more development projects po, more benefits for the people of Zamboanga City. And ano ito po? Paano ito po? How will it materialize to have 3 congressmen? Mayroon tayo ngayon po, Filipino, Zamboangueño, from Zamboanga City, who studied in Zamboanga City. At saka mga pamilya po, dyan po saan ba yun dito sa District 2, sa going to Cabaluay, you are going to Bolong, ang mga Bolong, ang mga Belios, mga Ledesmas, and of course, Natividad, lahat na yan po, connected yan. Even ang Fabian, Apolinario, Candido, lahat na yan po, connected yan po. If we can also give, be united, and support for one more congressman dyan po sa Kongreso po, support ang Zamboangueño, kababayan, kapatid natin po. I'm referring to no other than si Rolly Makasayed po, who is now the first nominee ng SSS-GSIS party list. If we can support ito po, bring his party list in, and he will be the congressman, then maganda yun po. Anyway, kung we talk about Rolando Makasayed, maganda din ang record niya po. Sa klase namin, it's not because he's my classmate. Sa klase namin po, maganda din po. He's intelligent fellow. Valedictorian namin din po sa since grade school kami hanggang nagiging high school, and then he studied in Manila. He studied abroad, and he hold top positions po, dyan sa sa Bangko Sentral and other NGOs or other government offices po. Maganda ang record niya po, maganda ang record niya. And sincere din yan po. Very sincere in trying to help ang Zamboanga City. Record-wise, kung para sa akin lang po, if you don't mind, I honestly believe that he's a good material for Zamboanga City. Mag-represent sa Senado po. So, wag natin kalimutan kung pwede po. Let's support ito si Rolando Rolly Makasayit. Para sa atin yan po. Alright? Anyway, let's move on. Mayroon pa tayo dito, media man. Also, like me, I'm a media man. I just want to say, a very good material to be a counselor in Zamboanga City. Sino yan po? And I'm referring to no other than Ray Bayugin. Ray Bayugin is a very experienced, down-to-earth, good leader po. No? Sa management-wise, he's okay, and he loves Zamboanga City. Nakita natin po ang trabaho niya as a media man. No? Wala niyang takot po. No? When he sees something is wrong, then, sorry, I don't care whoever you are. But if you do something good, good for everybody, then he will praise you like nobody's business. Ganon po ang media man. Very responsible media man and a very good leader and a very good material po dyan sa Zamboanga City pagkakonsehal po. Nandito po si Mr. Ray. Let's listen to him.
Physically, mentally prepared. 35 years in broadcast, public services It's matter of putting it into record dahil mga kosa kita taas So, bien preparaw para servir con el pueblo. Well, siguro natarde din na radyo, may mas sila kosa pa debe sabi nuevo kumigo. Sabi sila, kilaya yun tatrabaha, kilaya yun ang komentaryo, kilaya yun asi vulgar, el cosa debe. Uno lang yung pwede habla. Iyo yung prinsipya janitor. Sabi yo limpia inidoro, sabi yo limpia el mga kulangot onde-onde, and I know how to segregate ang nabubulok at di nabubulok. Pwede kasi man apply na din yung trabaho na konseyo, kay Kereyo, ayatamen, limpia kita un poco. Physically, mentally prepared.
Okay, yun po, si future City Councilor of Zamboanga City, si Ray Bayugin. Right, very good material po, very good. Pero depende sa inyo po, I'm just telling you, as far as I know that person, para sa akin po, maganda po if we can put him dyan po sa Consejo, sa Zamboanga City po. And also kay Rolly Makasayit po. Yep, may nag-test sa akin dito. Sir, mayroon ba kayong footage kay Rolly? Mayroon po, nakalimutan ko lang po, no? Nauna sana si Rolly and then si Ray. But excited tayo po kay Ray dahil siguro po, parehas kami sa media, so nauna si Ray. But anyway, nandito po si Rolando Rolly Makasayit. Makasayit, sandali Kayo talaga Very observant din pala itong mga followers ko. Anyway, nandito po si Rolly. Let's listen to this. Kay Rolando Rolly Makasayit.
Siguro advocacy more than anything.
Hold on, hold on.
Siguro advocacy more than anything tamirayo SSGSS party list in the latest survey is now, I think I can disclose this anyway, it's public knowledge, diba? It's number 14 nationwide already, SWS surveys. The SWS is very credible and we are already number 14 and moving higher, hopefully, diba? I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Pero, more than anything, siguro na advokasya. Baka advokasya, por ejemplo, el mga barangay kapitan, barangay kagawad, el mga job order, todo tatrabaho ng mga munisipyo, Kereo as a miyembro del SSS, that's number 1. Number 2, Kereo as a mga pensionado del GSIS, no ay sila bonus, no ay sila mga benepisyo tanto, pwede kita dali benepisyo kanila. And finally, Kereo yung todo kang mga tatrabaho ng gobyerno intero Pilipinas. Instead of 15 anyo, antes sila pwede recibir nila pensyon. Trabaho ng gobyerno, Kereo ka nasa pa na 10 anyo. So I'll say it in English because there are a lot of people watching all over the country. On Tagalog pala, marami kasi bago ka magkaroon ng pensyon, kailangan mo 15 years ka magtatrabaho sa gobyerno. Ako gusto ko 10 years lang. Para ito mga agawa, mga barangay councilors, mga mayors din, kahit 3 terms, 9 years, pwede na sila tumanggap ng atensyon. Alam mo, ito yung mga advokasya na pang-national at advokasya o pang-local, specifically sa Zamboanga. At gusto ko talaga sana si Council Litlin, si Ray Bayugin, si Michael Labar, sana ma-elect, sana boto ostens kanila pinaka-importante si Kumigo. Kaya nesita Jenny kita point ente na konseho na may kayo the corruption and that excites me si Tala sila. Hopefully si Tala sila Jenny akin man second ila motion si padalam yung andalya yung man second il motion Creto Kumigo when I am congressman it will be a different story altogether. Okay, thank you, Pat.
Okay, yan po si Rolly Macasayed po sa SSS GSIS party list po. Don't forget po, number 45 yata yun, ha? Anong number yan ni ano? I-check. And wag natin kalimutan, sabi ni Rolly, na maganda din po to return back si Mike Alavar as a councilor dyan sa Zamboanga City at saka si Lidlin Macrohon. Maganda mga materials itong mga tao nito po. No? But again, kayo bahala. That's why I keep on telling, listen to them. When they go for forum, they go for debates. No? When they do their campaign or campaign sorties po, lend our ears to them. Uwi kita kanila po kung sa sila tabla. And from there, we can judge them. We can see si De Verasa masida kosa ta promete kanaton po. And if you're convinced, then vote according to your conscience. Make sure that if you believe that that candidate is a good material to represent you and the people of Zamboanga City, then go for it. Huh? Go for it po. Go for it. So yan po ang ano natin, ang some of the candidates dyan sa Zamboanga, and we only hope that during the campaign period, 45 days ito po, which started last March 28, wag na muna tayo po yung mga below the belt ang mga kampanya natin, no, hitting below the belts. Stick to the issue lang po. Stick to the issue lang tayo po. And let the people understand your advocacy, your platform po, why you are running, what can you do for the community po, no? And destroying personal or attacking personal issues sa mga opponent ninyo po, I think that is not right, no? And we're not interested about mga personal things po. We want to know ano talaga what you can do for us if in the event we give you the mandate. Anyway, ito muna po. Ito muna. The former mayor of Zamboanga City. Let's listen to this. Hold on na. Sandali. Okay, okay.
Buenas, este es Celso Rodríguez, el antes congresista y alcalde de Ciudad. No hay un apuesto, I am not seeking or running for any position. I am here.
Hold on na. Medyo.
Mayor, then lima po as vice
Hold
mayor.
on. Alright. Okay.
We always seek God's guidance. Buenas, este es Celso Rodríguez, el antes congresista y alcalde de Ciudad. No hay un apuesto, I am not seeking or running for any position. I am
Alright. Sorry. Medyo nahirapan na tayo dito. Anyway. Okay. I'm sorry, my love. Okay. Medyo ang stand natin nahirapan tayo ngayon dahil nakalimutan tayo ang stand natin doon sa labas kanina. But what I'm trying to do now is do what I can do. Ito na po.
seek God's guidance. Buenas, este es Celso Rodríguez, el antes congresista y alcalde de Ciudad. No hay un apuesto, I am not seeking or running for any position. I am here to support Kim Rolazo as mayor, Ben Clima po as vice mayor, Kaiser Olaso, Congressman District 1, Jerry Tobong Perez, Congressman District 2, and all the council aspirants of Team Zamboanga para proteger y salvar a Zamboanga. To protect and save Zamboanga. March 28 was the first day of the campaign. And by belief, practice, and tradition, we always seek God's guidance, blessing, and protection. We lit our candles and prayed at Fort Pilar. Yan sa Magkita Candela, niya resenta con Nuestra Señora la Virgen del Pilar y con el Señor. Then, we marched to City Hall. As we entered City Hall, I was eager, happy, and excited to be back in City Hall and see familiar faces and meet old friends. Alegre el mood y el feeling. But that happy mood and feeling all of a sudden changed. I was shocked, awed and saddened at the deteriorated and dilapidated condition of our once glorious and proud City Hall. As we went from office to office, things got worse. We saw ceilings full of holes, kisame bien bulok y quebrao, warp panels, cascao el mga pader, unkept and unclean, bien umalin el antes bonito conference room, untidy comfort rooms out of order, equipment out of order, nakakalungkot, makatriste, makalastima. Yes, all of this speak enough of the Felipe administration. Out of order. This is how the Dalipes manage and administer City Hall and the city of Zamboanga. They don't care. Wala silang pakialam. Why care?
Okay, yun po si former mayor, former congressman of Zamboanga City, si Celso Lobregat po, no? Celso Lobregat. And yun po ang complaint, ang observations niya dyan po sa City Hall po. He claimed na it was, in terms of ang sitwasyon ng building ng City Hall po, medyo is not happy. Is not happy. Okay, that is right to show to the public ang observation niya po, and bahala na ang publiko po whether they think it's worthwhile or what. Basta sa akin na po, I just want to remind ang mga kandidato natin po, no? Stick to the issue and explain properly to the voters ano kaya ang mga advokasya ninyo po, ano ang plataforma ninyo po, and how you are going to make sure that your pledges, your promises will be materialized po, no? Will be materialized because ang mga voters po will be watching sa inyo po, no? Will be watching sa inyo. So but anyway, I will monitor ang campaign strategies ng mga politicians dyan po sa Zamboanga City, sa Basulta area, Basilan, Sulu, and Tawi-Tawi, Sibugay, and other parts dyan po sa Mindanao, dahil po a lot of followers natin dito po sa Sabah, no? Karamihan na coming from these areas, some Basulta areas po and Zamboanga Peninsula. That is the reason why I'm doing this vlogging, so that they will have an idea. And although we cannot vote sa mga local candidates dito, but they can also inform their relatives back home na kung saan ang they are supporting po. And by doing so, they can make ang mga relatives nila sa Zamboanga, they will be able to come up with a firm decision or good judgment po on whom to vote. So in the meantime, hanggang dito na lang tayo po ang programa natin dito sa Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. And of course, today is Sunday, late tayo nag-umpisa and marami tayong mga issues na discuss. Sana na po in whatever ways I managed to give you the information that you badly needed po. And sana na po I managed to entertain you din po, no? This past few minutes or maybe study over 1 hour. So with this, Nico Fabian would like to say thank you very much once again for making me a part of your day-to-day. For our brothers and sisters embracing the Islam faith, kung sakali bukas sa Hari Raya Eid al-Fitr, I would like to say Salamat Hari Raya to each and every one of you. Ang mga brothers and sisters natin who is observing ang season of Lent by middle of this month, now we are also culminating ang ang 40 days of fasting with the Holy Week celebration of or observance. So with this, I would like to say thank you once again. Malaysia, Sabah, the Philippines. God bless us all. See you tomorrow. I love you and God bless us. Bye.